Real Madrid lost another 2 points today against Betis. Almeria did a huge favor to us, and unfortunately, we could not keep that favor. It's really frustrating, but let's react to analysis first.
Pablo Zabaleta. Pablo, we were talking ahead of this game and we wanted some energy, some spark from Madrid that was lacking in that clash against Barcelona. Once again, there really wasn't that kind of energy from this Real Madrid side.
Absolutely. When we lost points against Atletico Madrid, then we lost against Barcelona in Copa del Rey, we needed a response. We needed to win, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
That you would want?
Yes, another flat performance from Real Madrid. Very similar to what we saw in the Clásico against Barcelona. Slightly better in the second half, a bit of more energy, a few good chances, but Rodrigo should have scored. But you always expect more from Real Madrid. When you look at the player, they have enough quality in that team to produce, to play a better football, to create better chances, and they couldn't win a game. So I don't know. I think La Liga is over. If they continue playing like that, I think Barcelona will win La Liga. That's for sure. But another poor performance, not good enough for Real Madrid tonight against.
So performance-wise, if we break down the performance today, first half's performance you can compare directly to Barca's performance, because against Barcelona, all we did possession. Like, our performance was really flat. We did not have creativity. We lacked intensity. And our first half performance today was exactly identical. Like, we had no urgency whatsoever. And our chance creation was almost non-existent. If you see, our shots on target at first half was 0, which was 0 against Barcelona too. Being said that in second half, we saw much better urgency, we had better intensity, and we were creating a lot of good chances. Unfortunately, our finishing wasn't good enough. As Zabaleta already said, Rodrigo could have scored one goal. I think that should be a goal anywhere, anytime, because the creation of that opportunity was done by Fede Valverde. He ran the whole pitch and gave it to Rodrigo, and who should have finished that chance. When you play a big team, a big rival like Betis, even 1 or 2 chances you get, you have to finish those chances, because you don't create a lot of chances against a good team like this.
But this is a good team, isn't it?
Well, it's a younger side, more energy. You know, Vasquez getting forward on the right, Camavinga on the left, Tchouaméni and Valverde in the midfield, Rodrigo on the side. I mean, he's changed it up, but he's got a pretty similar performance again. Just before we came on air, we were watching that little incident, Claudio Bravo and Vinicius Jr. And I think recently Vinicius Jr. has spent more time getting involved. And it's frustration, I get that, but that's kind of taken his concentration away from what actually he's been doing really well. So that's affected him. The finishing was poor. Don't forget, Thibaut Courtois had to make that great save in the second half as well from Borja Iglesias, and it was a great save, as Stevie said. But how many saves, bearing in mind they had to push today to keep really keeping this championship, Real Madrid that is, how many saves did Claudio Bravo have to make? I mean, how many, they didn't exactly pepper the goal again. Yeah. Some of the build-up play was okay, but then, like the Barcelona game in the final third, it kind of fell flat.
And this is it, Steve, isn't it?
I think that's a very good point by Craig, because Vinicius is a player. We are so dependent on him for chance creation. When he doesn't focus on the match, on the performance, we suffer. And that is what we saw again today. He was complaining to the referee again. When a player complains like this to the referee, it's very risky, because he might get either yellow or red card. Stop complaining, focus on your game, and you'll do something different. Now, this is a pattern we are seeing every match. Time and time. Like, why is happening? Why he's complaining again and again? And we are not doing anything for that. Why? First of all, our coach Carlo, he has to sit down with Vinicius and talk to him and clarify what he has to do. The fact that Vinicius keeps doing it continuously, I feel like Carlo is not even bothering to talk to him. Second of all, the senior player, the captain of the match, should advise him to calm down and take responsibility. Like Benzema, he's our captain. You have more responsibility than wearing an armband. The last point made by Craig, again, that how many saves that Bravo had to make today? Not many. I think only one I can remember from my head. That's really good save. Because we actually got a couple of good chances. Like Vinicius missed one really easy chance. Rodrigo missed one really good chance. Overall, our playmaking in the final third wasn't good enough today.
As much as you can appreciate Real Madrid don't panic, you always feel they've got something in their arsenal. You've got to bring something else to the table at the moment because in La Liga is certainly it's not working.
Well, and generally they've relied on the fact that they've got, on paper, so many game changers. But even they're not turning up in La Liga.
Yeah.
We're always talking about how in Champions League they take turns at becoming the hero. Well, they're beginning to just go too far behind that really you're looking at a collapse from Barcelona now as opposed to Real Madrid going on a run, because they can go on a run now if they want. But it's actually down to Barcelona. So it's not a good with so many games left that it's pretty much out of their hands.
The two main guys.
Well, that's a fact. Like now we can do nothing, honestly. It's all up to Barcelona if they want to win the title or give a gift to us. And I don't think that's not happening. Barcelona will go all out no matter what. They want to win this title so much. And I don't see how they are going to lose 9 points.
That really, really carried them in the last 18 months. Benzema and Vinicius Jr. have pretty much been snuffed out recently.
Yeah.
And that's put more pressure on the rest to pitch up and fill that void. And they've not been able to do it. And teams have sort of figured it out, been able to squeeze Benzema a little bit. The Clásico we talked about, Araujo has played him brilliantly. And once again today, the odd little moment where he tried to play 1-2s and stuff, but the end product's not there. And so they haven't been at the best, and the others have not been able to step up, and it's not going to happen now. They're not. Barcelona are not going to give up that kind of gap.
No.
Real Madrid's attack are so dependent on Vinicius and Benzema that every other team is reading that link up. They know that if we can stop that duo, they can stop the Real Madrid. For example, today, every time Vinicius had ball, not today, even if you see last couple of matches, every other team putting multiple players against him. So Vini is nullified. And then Benzema, once Vini is nullified, there's nothing also Benzema can do because he's so dependent on Vinicius' service. He's waiting for those balls coming from Vinicius, and that didn't happen. Now, how can Real Madrid combat this obstacle? Is to having a plan B, like attack from right side, create from right side, try long shots, do something different. And unfortunately, we are lacking of ideas. So today, tactically, we also have to discuss something important. For example, I don't know why Carlo took out Tchouaméni ahead of Cruz. He kept Cruz on the pitch, but not Tchouaméni. When you need a goal, you need a goal to win this match. You need a player as a CDM position who is faster, first of all, who can do forced turnover. And Toni Kroos is not that player. He doesn't have the legs to do those forced turnover. Why do you keep him and take Tchouaméni off? Now, one suspect could be that Tchouaméni is not 100% match fit. Maybe he just came back from injury. We don't want to risk it. Okay, understand it. Then put Camavinga as a CDM and have Ceballos on the left and Fede on the right side. Moreover, why do you play Rodrigo for 90 minutes when you have some decent player in our bench like Asensio? He's a player. Okay, he's not perfect player to start a match, but as a super sub, he's more than enough. He's a player who has long shots capability. When you cannot go to the final third against a team like this, you should have a player who can score from long distance. Anyway, another frustrating match for us to lose points. I would say performance-wise, it was better than Barca's game, but it wasn't enough to win the match. And let me know, what do you think about our performance and what tactics do you think are responsible for today's draw? What do you think Real Madrid should have done better to win today?